Hello, boys and girls. You were introduced to Edwina the Emu at the end of Edward the Emu. Her name is in the title of today's book, Edwina the Emu. This book is written and illustrated by the same author as the other book, Sheena Knowles and Rod Clement. Okay. What do you notice about her? What ideas does this give you about the story? Let's look at the back cover. 10 little emus. You've got to be kidding. When Edwina the Emu announces to her mate Edward that she's laid 10 new eggs, Edward practically flips. How are they ever going to support 10 emu chicks? But Edwina has a solution. Don't get depressed, she tells Edward. I'll find a job. You stay on the nest. But what's the perfect job for an emu? Join Edwina as she finds out in this lighthearted picture book from author-illustrator team that created Edward the Emu. So this is what is on the back cover. So I think Edward will be in this book as well. We'll have to wait and see. There were once 2 emus who lived in the zoo. One was Edwina, and Edward was 2. They played every day. There was never a fight. And they cuddled up close to keep warm every night. As they sat there one day, intertwining their legs, Edwina announced she laid 10 little eggs. Eek! Shouted Edward. He seemed to be choking. 10 little emus? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said Edwina, but don't get depressed. I'll look for a job. You stay on the nest. Okay, so look at the faces of Edwina and Edward. Why do you think Edward looks worried? Also, male emus sit on the eggs in the nest. An ad in the paper said, dance the ballet. If you've got the legs, we're willing to pay. Great, said Edwina. That would be fine. I'll hop on a bus and I'll be there at 9. The director called out for the next ballerina, and onto the stage stepped the lovely Edwina. She whirled and she waltzed. She twirled and she leapt. Then she twisted her legs in a grand pirouette. Eek! The man shouted. He seemed to be choking. An emo dance ballet? You must be joking. I'm not, said Edwina, but don't laugh at me. I'll find the right job soon. You wait and you'll see. So how does Edwina handle it when what the man says to her? Does she get discouraged? An ad in the paper said chimney to sweep. Stick your neck out, you could make a heap. I will, said Edwina. Now this will be fun. I'll hop on a bus and I'll be there by 1. So when someone says stick your neck out, they mean take a chance. What do you think make a heap could mean? And how do you think Edwina could sweep a chimney? Up on the roof, the wind whistled about. I'm ready, the lady below shouted out. I'll be just a minute, Edwina called back. Then she pushed till she popped through, bristled and black. Eek, said the lady. She seemed to be choking. An emu sweep chimneys? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said Edwina, but don't laugh at me. I'll find the right job soon. You wait and you see. An ad in the paper said waiter required. If you're quick on your feet, you're sure to be hired. Yes, said Edwina, that's perfect for me. I'll hop on a bus and I'll be there by 3. What do you think about Edwina being a waiter? And she keeps saying the same thing about every job, right? What do you think is going to happen on this one? Edwina served tea to a man in a hat. Would you like me to bring you a meal with that? Yes, said the man. I'll have sausages, fried, with a couple of nice runny eggs on the side. Okay. How do you think Edwina feels about what the man said about eggs? Yeek, said Edwina. She seemed to be choking. You want to eat eggs? You've got to be joking. I'm not, said the man. Eating eggs is the best. Once I ate 10 of them straight from a nest. Edwina ran out into the street. It was true when she said she was quick on her feet. Taxi, she cried, take me home. Make it fast. I know what the right job for me is at last. So I wonder what Edwina thinks is the right job for her. What do you think would be a good job for her? It was late when Edwina got back to the nest. You're late, muttered Edward, and I need a rest. You're right, said Edwina. From now on, we share. I'll sit on the nest, you pull up a chair. There once were 12 emus who lived in the zoo. One was Edwina, and Edward was 2. Then Fluffy and Scruffy and Sniffly sneeze, and Fatty and Footloose and Knobbly knees, and Lollipop legs and Shortening and Squeak, and the last little emu, they called that one Eek! So what changed for Edwina and Edward since the beginning of the story?